somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the Local Show here on GrassRoots Community Network. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. So pleased to be joining you here in midsummer. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer. We just got done celebrating an amazing 4th of July here in Aspen. So excited and so honored to feature a friend of mine. He is the founder of Klug Foundation, Olympian, and local real estate professional. Chris Klug, welcome back to the show with one of the longest titles there is.
I'll take it.
One of the longest titles of locals I know, but because you wear many hats, buddy.
I do.
And helmets.
Helmets
when
too.
it comes to snowboarding.
More helmets these days.
And biking, yeah. Helmeted in many sports. So you wear helmets.
Stay protected.
Many helmets and hats. So thanks for being here. I know you're
You bet.
busy.
Nice to see you. It's when I came in, you said, thank God we do this show together because otherwise we don't get to see each other. And I always love catching up with you. We have so many similar interests and pursue a lot of the same activities. And so
No doubt.
It's always fun to catch up with you. But the time always goes too fast.
It goes so fast, and I think it's, the old, if you're having fun, time does fly by.
Exactly.
And some of the things we share in common are cycling, and the Tour de France is going on. It's such an exciting time of year.
This is one of my favorite times of the year. You get up in the morning and get to watch the tour and then go out and try to replicate those efforts.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Inspired to at least get out and
Inspired,
ride.
exactly.
Yeah. And like I mentioned in the open, we had a great 4th of July, and you had a nice celebration with your family.
We really did. It felt a little mellower to me this year after the last couple of years. And I think what I've seen with a lot of my clients and friends, there's a lot of people, with international travel open.
Yeah.
It just felt a little, I know the city took over the parade and condensed it a little bit, so it wasn't it didn't carry on. But not only the parade was a little condensed, it just felt a little mellower. Yeah. But I was in front of Aspen Square in the former Boogie's Corner there, right at Hunter and Cooper.
Okay.
And no, it's Spring and Cooper. Excuse me. No, Hunter and Cooper. That's right. And I saw Holmes from the volunteer fire department come out, and he had a big old wrench in his hand, and someone else was carrying the hose, and I was like, "Oh, this is about to get serious." It felt old school. They hooked up the hose right there in front of Boogie's to the hydrant.
Oh,
and
nice.
there's like four firefighters holding onto the hose, just blasting the crowd with like a 50, 60 foot wall of water, and I was like, "This is awesome!
This is it, man."
Yeah,
that is
and my
like
kids
back
were
in
right in the front row, loving it.
That is awesome.
And I was like, "This felt like the old parade."
Oh, I was working. I was getting set to guide. Canoeing that day. Otherwise, I would have been there. So thanks for
it was really
opening
cool.
the window on
really
kind of what that
cool.
looked like. That sounds super fun. I heard it from everyone. The parade was fun.
Fantastic. It couldn't have been nicer weather. And then we had a great family picnic and a little pool time. And then made our way over to the Benedict Music Tent where they had, of course, that free 4th of July concert.
Awesome.
Kids were on one wheels, and we had dogs and bikes and everything. And
how great
it was
that?
A proper old-fashioned 4th of July.
I was going to say, just classic old-fashioned 4th of July. And then this past weekend, you guys traveled over to Leadville. And,
we did, yeah.
You did a bike race, but you also did some stand-up paddleboarding. And can you share with the viewers a little bit about your love for SUP and getting out on the water?
I fell in love with board sports on a skateboard, when
Right.
I was my kid's age.
Okay.
And now, ironically, both my kids, my 8-year-old boy and my 11-year-old daughter, are both avid skateboarders. It's probably their favorite sport. And it's really cool because I tried to sort of open those doors, but definitely not direct them, that way.
Right, not push them too hard. Kind of thing.
Not at all, no. And we're kind of subscribe a little more to the Norwegian philosophy where you just expose them to lots of different recreational opportunities and camps and culture and whatnot and see what they sort of gravitate towards. Don't get too serious or too focused on anything as they're really young developing athletes.
Right.
And they've gravitated towards skateboarding and also snowboarding. And they love it. It's really fun for me. We go to the skate park and we'll just play follow the leader through all the features. And, I don't take too many chances anymore, but it's fun to just cruise around with them. And and I think a part of that is the supping and, whether it's wakeboarding or foiling or kiting, it's all sort of the board sports family. And they seem to be getting as enthusiastic about it as Dad is. So it's really fun.
The fun thing about SUP, though, is you can put a child or a dog on the front of the board.
And we do both.
And yeah, so you kind of do it all. And the one thing I love about canoeing is I can put even more people and stuff and coolers and everything else in the canoe. And ultimately, I want to take mine up to the Boundary Waters, which is kind of the World Series or Super Bowl of canoeing.
I've heard that's amazing.
It's the border between Minnesota and Canada, and you could just paddle for weeks. Camping,
let's do it.
Canoeing. I know. Wouldn't that
Sounds
be fun?
good to me.
The Willies want to do it too. So we could get a local crew.
Sign the Klug family up. We're in. Just need some serious bug spray up there.
Oh, exactly. Well, we like to say that the mosquito is the Wisconsin state bird. They're so big and brutal up there. So you got to go. The key, Chris, is and when I'm looking to actually buy a cabin in northern Wisconsin, you go pre-mosquito and post-mosquito.
There we go.
Spring and fall. Those are the best times to go.
Sign me up
there.
for the fall. That sounds good.
So we're going to take a quick break, buddy. Rehydrate. I got to make you earn these cookies now.
Ooh, I need them. I didn't get lunch today, so I'm ready.
You can have one during the break. We got some heavy talking to do. But first, I do want to thank our summer underwriters for making this series happen. June, July, August, September. We got the City of Aspen, Gonzo Nation, Haiti Children, Highlands Ale House, Klug Properties, Picken County Solid Waste Center, and Sundog Athletics. We'll go to our only break of the show, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the Olympic bronze medalist, the founder of Klug Foundation, Chris Klug, so don't go away. Support for the local show comes from the City of Aspen, reminding you that you can significantly reduce your carbon footprint by composting food scraps. When food is buried in the landfill, it produces extremely potent greenhouse gas emissions that adds to the trapping of heat in our atmosphere. You can become a climate change warrior by joining our compost program today. Learn more at aspen.gov.
The Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson and is a proud supporter of the local show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
Locally owned and located at the base of Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House features delicious scratch-made comfort food, cocktails, beer, and more. Their sunny outdoor deck is ski in, ski out. 2 miles from Aspen, they're open daily, winter and summer.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Donate, shop, and save. The Mother Lode Mercantile, now open at the Picken County Landfill.
Celebrating our 26th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
We're back here on the local show. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We've got Chris Klug in the house. So cool because we have so much to talk to. In fact, I just want to talk about biking events, including the Leadville 100, which you guys field a team with the Chris Klug Foundation every year for Leadville 100, which is coming up on is it August?
It's August 13th.
13th,
We're
okay.
Just about a month out, and I've got some work still to do.
Right, because we mentioned before the break, you had done the Silver Rush, which is a 50-mile race in Leadville. So that gives you an indicator of the work or preparation you need to do for the 100. How
sore my legs are.
Right. You're probably still feeling
They're
it.
sore.
So how are things looking for the Leadville 100? And
Good. We've got a great
tell the viewers a little bit about it?
Yeah, this will be my 12th Leadville 100 in a row, and pales in comparison to John Callahan, who I think is now approaching 25, and Gibbons that's at like 22.
Incredible.
But you know what? I still really enjoy it. There's great energy there. It's a fun event. And I think a big reason that I still do it is we have a 10-plus person team with our foundation.
Nice.
That's all helping raise some awareness and some funds for organ donation awareness and CKF. And just the camaraderie and training together and doing the event together. I think if I was just doing it on my own, I probably wouldn't have done it 11 times or going for 12.
Right.
But the energy with the group and the common mission of helping the foundation and the transplant community, it's really fun. Yeah, and it's an important fundraiser for us too.
And what's your mark now? You're trying to break the 8-hour mark?
I would like to break 8 hours. I'm as I
You've
approach
been right around
as I
that
approach
time.
50 this year, and I'm not the lightest dude out there. I find it's not getting any easier, but it sure is fun trying. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's a great group of people, and our whole CKF team, Anna and Cece, do such a nice job, and my wife often helps and volunteers. And we get a house over there, and it's just a really neat time together. So
That energy around that event must just
it's
be
unbelievable.
amazing.
You're suffering so badly, and I've shared this with you before, I think on the show. You come into Twin Lakes, and you're suffering, and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it back home. And you roll in there, and you experience what it must feel like to race in the Tour de France or something, where there's just hordes of people. And you're cruising through, and everyone's like, yeah, Erik, you got this, go. And
So
lots
fun.
of Aspenites over and friends from the Roaring Fork Valley. So you leave that aid station at Twin Lakes, and you're like, maybe I can do this. So it's a great energy.
There's a lot
as
of
you
love,
said.
a lot of love, a lot of energy, and you
Yeah.
guys get to share your mission, which is just so
Totally.
important and literally life-saving. We'll talk more about that, but I also want to talk about another event in August, which used to be during the Summit for Life, kind of weekend of events in December, the Wine and Dine for Life, and that's coming up August 26th.
It is, yeah. So we've got a big August coming up, which really kicks off the end of this month. I should say a big summer coming up, because we have transplant games the end of this month.
Okay.
And Cece and Anna will go out and represent our foundation and promote our Donor Dudes campus events and our ambassador panel tour that we just had a great one today, as well as like our toolkit for teachers, our school curriculum.
Right.
So they're going to be out at Transplant Games in San Diego the end of July.
Okay.
And then we have the Leadville Bike with about a 10-plus person team on August 13th. Then the next weekend we have a 5-person team doing the run, the Leadville Trail 100 run.
Wow.
And then we're going to celebrate the next weekend on the 26th, Friday the 26th. We've partnered with the Snowmass Club, Chef Matt over there and Helen at Three Peaks.
Nice.
And we're going to do a great wine-paired dinner. Schaumsburg has sponsored the dinner. Our friends, the Hofberger family, are sponsoring the event. Russell and Helen, Joni and Jeff Hofberger, whose mom had a transplant many years ago and has since passed, but bought her some great years after her transplant. They've been our partners since Russell was at Pacifica in town, which is an awesome seafood place right there.
Right.
Where Bodega was and now the pizza place.
Sure.
But they've been our partners from the beginning. So that's Wine and Dine at the Snowmass Club on August 26th, as you said. And then, of course, we'll get ready to go back to the school year and Donor Dudes campus events and our toolkit for teachers. And then our big annual programming event and fundraiser Summit for Life on December 3rd. So
Well, we do have
big second half of the year coming up for
Man,
CKF.
yeah, you guys are rocking
Yeah.
a really big schedule this summer, and we do have, for people that want to get up to speed on Summit for Life, we've got a video from last winter's event in I think the first weekend of December.
Yeah, we're always that first weekend.
Which is always that
Yeah.
first weekend. So if they want to get set for this coming December, let's go ahead and check out that video next.
All right, getting set. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Welcome to the 16th annual Grassroots Summit for Life, benefiting Chris Klug Foundation. 3, 2, 1.
Time to sprint. Give it everything you got.
Feeling great, man.
Did it in G, ladies and gentlemen. G.
cause. It's Chris Klug Foundation. Organ donation going to people that need organs. It's incredible.
All these people, Chris Klug Foundation, it's Earth's Act.
The Summit for Life is probably my favorite winter event. It really is, because I get to race it, take part in that. Nighttime racing up Aspen Mountain.
It's so cool.
But a lot of people, probably the majority, do it for fun. Just for like a recreational hike.
This guy.
Challenge, You're still pretty darn fast going up the hill. But how can people get involved? Like, how can they learn more about these events and some of your programs?
So this will be our 16th annual Summit for Life. It's, as I said, December 3rd. And summitforlife.com is the website. But all the programs, we had a really neat ambassador panel tour discussion today and had 2 transplant recipients on there, as well as a transplant surgeon from Duke University, Duke Transplant Center, and had a great conversation. And one of the questions on the post was, the Q&A is, how do I get involved in the transplant community?
Yeah.
And, you can really just go to chrisklugfoundation.org. And we've got all of our programs on there, volunteer opportunities. You want to get connected with different resources and community members and host your own campus event or workplace event or outreach, or just learn more about organ donation, or somehow get involved to help the over 100,000 people, just like me, waiting for a solid organ transplant. And as you know, I'm celebrating 22 years since my life-saving liver transplant on July 28th. And still really happy to be here and grateful for that opportunity. And my mission continues, that I love my real estate business. I love what I'm doing. I love being a dad and living in this community, and a husband, and all of the selfish mountaineering and snowboarding and kiteboarding activities that I do. But CKF really represents, what it's all about for me and my life's mission and work. Unfortunately, I've got some great board members that help keep us on track and guide us and make sure we're being good stewards of every dollar and getting the most bang for our buck to help the transplant community.
And what you guys are doing is working, combined with other efforts for organ donation, because you've seen that wait list go down significantly.
It has.
It was, I think, about 126,000 people, and now it's just over 100,000 people.
That's exactly
so
right.
that's how you can kind of measure in metrics. Less people waiting for life-saving organs. And a lot of people, I think, Chris, just want to know how they can get involved as a donor.
Absolutely.
And we kind of know about our driver's license, but we've also talked about the importance of telling your family, right? Is that really the most important in terms of?
It is. There's really 3 ways. It's document your decision at donatelifecolorado.org or any of your state registries. Almost every single state has a registry.
Okay.
Or you can just go to chrisklugfoundation.org and register through there in your respective state registry. When you go to the DMV, whether you're renewing or getting your license for the first time, you check the box, I want to be an organ donor. And the third way is really let your wishes be known to your family. That's the most important is hey, dad, brother, mom, sister, uncle, aunt, if something happens to me, this is what I want. And have that conversation in the comfort of your home.
Yeah.
Don't wait, God forbid, until there's a family tragedy or something that causes that conversation, not in an ideal scenario, Have that conversation in the comfort of your home and say, if anything ever happens, this is what I want.
Well, and I think, too, that can go right along with a will, because a lot of us,
Exactly.
I'm guilty myself that I put those things off, and those are really valuable conversations. We never know when our last day is, as well and healthy as we live here in Aspen.
Every day is a gift. As
you had some
as you and I
success
know.
stories on your webinar, some of these individuals today when you guys held that. There's also success stories with your Bounce Back, Give Back award winners, and we have this year Jen Lentini, I hope I get her name right, and William Soloway. And briefly, can you describe your Bounce Back, Give Back? Because these are people who've been successful, transplant recipients.
This is another CKF program, and it recognizes a transplant recipient that's not only returned from a transplant to live a healthy, quality, good quality life, but they also found a way to give back and be champions of the transplant community and their own communities in any way, volunteering and helping others, helping lift others up. And isn't that the essence of organ donation? It's the most selfless act that somebody can perform. And you talk about metrics and is what we're doing effective? Is what Chris Klug Foundation doing? Is it working? We are the #1 state in the country for donor designation, over 60% donor designation. Now, that's not 100%, which is our goal. And we always, not joke, but we always say that, hashtag eliminate the weight and live life, give life. Those are kind of two of our big mantras at CKF. But our goal is to eliminate the weight, to make sure that anyone that needs a transplant can get one. And what's amazing now is you're seeing living donation, Good Samaritan donation, altruistic donation, where people are giving through their workplace, through their church, through their school, through non-related means, giving a kidney or half their liver in some cases, and saving a complete stranger's life. And
it's incredible.
One donor can save up to 8 lives and improve as many as over 50 lives. So the impact we can have is huge, even if we're not here. And I'm living proof of that.
One thing I wonder, as a guy a little older than yourself, is
not much.
How usable are the organs? Say once you get to 50 plus, 60 plus, are you still as valuable, I guess, as a donor? I would imagine some of the organs are still of value, or most of them.
And they do transplants in 70 and 80-year-olds even. And when we had the transplant games, it's coming back in person this year. Cece and Ann are going to go to San Diego in a few weeks for the transplant games there. They always do this really powerful opening ceremonies, much like an Olympic opening ceremonies. And they often have the youngest and the oldest athlete. And the youngest is, as soon as they can walk, they're walking into the opening ceremonies. They're like 2 or 3 years old. And the oldest is in his 80s or her 80s. And so you get like an 80-year age gap between the youngest and oldest transplant recipients. And so the way we always look at it is, check the box, and the docs will, if they can use it and save another life, they will.
Right. I like to say heaven doesn't need your organs.
You can't take them with you where you're going.
With you. Donor Dash team announcement, because you have your donor dudes, right?
Yes.
Which is like a youth program
Yep.
that creates awareness on organ donorship for youth. What's the Donor Dash team announcement? This is the actual team that's going to go do the Donor Dash.
Yeah, so we have a group that's going to go down to Wash Park this weekend
in
on
Denver.
Sunday in Denver, and they run a 5K around Wash Park.
Okay.
And we're going to host a CKF booth there, and you're kind of speaking to the choir because it's a lot of donor families, a lot of transplant recipients, and being a 22-year transplant recipient and our foundation being around for 18 years, we've got a lot of friends, especially in Colorado. And that's the organ procurement organization, Donor Alliance, that puts that on.
Okay.
And so we actually go there and help sponsor it and visit with a lot of our friends. And we also share our campus events, our toolkit, our Summit for Life date, and a lot of those people at the Donor Dash will be here December 3rd for our Summit for Life event.
What is the best thing for you, like it with the Chris Klug Foundation, in terms of what gives you the greatest joy? I would guess it would be some of these success stories, but can you speak to kind of what gives you that, the biggest reward and the greatest joy?
Well, I'll tell you, when my buddy Charles Lucarelli, crossed the finish line at the Leadville 100 in a CKF jersey last year, I was crying. And I'll tell you, the ambassador panel tour we did today with Alex Cooley, who's a liver transplant recipient and actually a nephrologist and a pediatric doc.
Okay.
And Phil Shin, who had a liver transplant as a result of bile duct cancer. Talking to those guys today was really powerful and just sort of energized me for the whole day. We're all going at a pretty fast clip right now, being summer in Aspen.
Yeah.
And it was just so motivating and inspiring talking to those guys and the good they're doing in their community. And they're alive because of organ donation. And look at the ripple effect of positive energy and the difference they're making in their communities and the transplant community and this world because they got a second chance at life. So that really fired me up and kind of put a smile on my face all day today after doing that this morning.
Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. You're just hearing these in-person stories, sometimes like face-to-face.
Yeah.
Where it just must be so powerful. And we could literally have the power, each one of us, to save lives. Whether we want to do it as while we're still alive, these amazing Good Samaritans.
Yeah.
Just like the most ultimate selfless act, like you said.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Or after we're gone, when we don't need them anymore. We don't need those organs. I just think that there's just the ultimate gift to give
100%.
life. So that's just got to be such a great feel. Do you have just a quick 30 seconds local real estate update? Because that's your full-time job.
Our market conditions are changing. I would say the ultra high end is still extremely active. We are seeing some price reductions, a few vacancies for summer rentals that we didn't see the last couple of years. I think international travel opening. I think, frankly, the challenges with commercial travel and the prices, whether it's gas or airfare, are all sort of challenges. I think a lot of our friends in the service industry and the hospitality industry are finally going to get a little bit of a break this off season,
Right.
and are probably ready for that. But
Yeah.
still very active. I anticipate a great month ahead. But things seem to be changing a little bit.
And you have an insert in the newspaper. Is it called Living
Aspen Magazine,
Living Aspen
yes.
Magazine, where
Yeah.
people can find out more each week.
Yep.
Insert in the Aspen Times, correct?
Yep, that's it.
Did you have fun on the show, buddy?
Very much. Good catching up with you.
It's going to get more fun because I got cookies for you, my friend.
You got to share them with me.
I might be willing to pitch
I'm trying to get ready for Leadville. You're killing me.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
Eric, great
I really
catching up with you.
appreciate
Happy
your
summertime.
mission. We thank CC and our live audience, your executive director. Thank you guys for what you do with Chris Klug Foundation.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks for supporting us. It means a lot.
It's my pleasure. It's my honor in all seriousness. And thank you guys for watching this week on The Local Show.
The Gonzo Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to promote literature, journalism, and political activism through the legacy of Hunter S. Thompson, and is a proud supporter of The Local Show and GrassRoots TV. For more information, visit thegonzofoundation.org.
Locally owned and located at the base of Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House features delicious scratch-made comfort food, cocktails, beer, and more. Their sunny outdoor deck is ski in, ski out. 2 miles from Aspen, they're open daily, winter and summer.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Donate, shop, and save. The Mother Lode Mercantile, now open at the Picken County landfill.
Celebrating our 26th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to the